Hey guys, Candy Tuna here, and welcome back to another CandyCraft episode. So, what's new? I added more islands in Rainbow Lagoon and made it look more pretty, and I attempted to terraform by the Rainbow Barn. Attempted is a strong word. And I bred more villagers, put them in the cake, and gave them jobs. It was so easy, Yeah, dealing with villagers, so easy. Wait, no, where you going? No, 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 I didn't mean to do that. No, 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 wait, get, ah! Oh, yes, 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 stay. No, no, no. Ah! What are we doing today? We are going to be building an enchanted forest. Over here is where we are going to build the enchanted forest. I don't exactly know if we're going to call it the enchanted forest or if we're going to give it a better name. If you guys have any ideas, please let me know. So there's going to be 4 different areas essentially. Over here is actually going to be actual main reason why we're building this. It's so we can have a place to actually grow and keep the different colored rainbow trees over there from Maiden's mod. We're going to move it over here. They're going to have a more permanent home and not just be spread all over by my tree house. So then we are going to walk more over here, walk a little more over here. We are going to have a little gnome area. There's going to be like mushrooms everywhere. I already started a little bit. I just filled in a little bit more of the water right here. But yeah, that was like kind of really boring. So I didn't think it'd be interesting to watch. And then there's going to be 2 separate ways you can go. So if we head this way, this is going to be a little fairy village. I don't think it's going to necessarily be a village versus just like one main fairy house and like a pumpkin patch and like a flower field. But yeah, it'll be like a fairy area. We're going to go over here. This is going to be an elf area. That's basically everything that's going to be in the Enchanted Forest. Okay, we're just gonna go with that. Oh yeah, that witch over there reminded me of something that I recorded that I wanted to show you guys. Let's just say when I was trying to fill in the water over here, basically this same thing happened and a witch spawned down there, and it was not nice. Where is this freaking witch? Where is it? I see the red dot. See the thing. See the hearts. I hear you. You're making me dig up all this terraforming I'm doing. Where are you stupid thing? This is driving me insane, guys. Obviously, we can't build anything without any materials. So we are gonna go on a material gathering journey. Yay! Cue the journey.
Untable open air and solid ground. Want to see the backseat, using the world using past me. On the weight of gravity, pulling me down, pulling me down, pulling me. Isn't this what you wanted? Time sure feels like it's running out.
Yeah, this is gonna get kind of boring, huh? A lot of sped up footage of me just gathering resources. What if I just show you guys a clip of me falling in a very obvious hole with my horse and then just skip to when I have all the resources? Yeah, I think we'll do that.
One eternity later.
Here is all of the materials that we need for this whole Enchanted Forest build. This has taken me actual months to get everything. It has been quite a journey, to say the least, getting all these materials. Some of them I actually had to go into creative and get because some of them it wouldn't show me how to get in survival, or I literally looked it up and it wouldn't tell me, so I just got it from creative. Now finally time to build. Cue the time lapse. probably be the time where I go back in game and show you guys more in detail of what we just built in the time lapse. Yeah, we're not gonna do that. Instead, I'm going to give you guys a big walkthrough of the whole Enchanted Forest when it's done at the end of this video, and just show you guys like sneak peeks of what each area is going to look like beforehand. With that being said, the gnome area is now done. Now let's move on to the fairy area. Are you freaking kidding me? Where did you come from? Are you in my pumpkin? Are you on top of my pumpkin? Yourself. I think she's inside. Leave me alone, you stupid witches. Okay, I guess it's my fault for not lighting up the pumpkin, but like, whatever. You're just gonna stay there. I don't want to deal with you right now. So this is how it's looking so far. I had a vision in my head, and it's actually kind of looking like it. So I'm actually really happy about that. And while I was designing this area in creative, I was like, it would look so pretty if there was like a big flower patch right here. And then I was like, well, this is the fairy area, so I should use the fairy roses from Lizzie's flower breeding mod. Look, they're so pretty. So then I looked into crafting it, and I need a wither rose. I have not fought the wither once by myself in my entire career of playing Minecraft. I know I'm a noob. Are we going to fight the wither to get a wither rose just to make pretty flowers for my fairy area? Yes, we are. Our journey started with me trading with many villagers in my very non-efficient villager area to get a looting 3 book, enchanted it on my sword, and brewed up some fire resistance potions. Using the fire res potions, I ventured back into the nether fortress, found some wither skeletons, and yelled, "Looting 3! Oh, fudge. Until I got 3 wither skeleton heads. But, like the professional YouTuber I am, I completely forgot to record when I got the first 2 heads, but I somehow managed to record when I got the last one. Professional! So then I headed back home, did even more trading with the villagers to get good enchants, enchanted it on my gear. I dug a long hallway, and the room where we're finally gonna fight the wither. But first, I checked to see if I did all this work for nothing by confirming that a wither will drop a wither rose every single time after you kill it. Thankfully, I had a ton of chicken eggs, so I spawned chickens everywhere. I then placed down the soul sand, and started placing down the skulls, and struggling. Oh my... a lot. One last head to place, which means now it is finally time to fight the Wither. Okay, okay, okay. Run, 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 run. Ha, 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 ha. Okay, alright, okay. Yes! Oh my gosh, it worked. Wait, it worked. It worked. Okay, okay, we're going in. We're going in. Kill. Okay, yes, 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 just kill the chickens. Kill the chickens. Focus on the chickens. Focus on the chickens. You wanna focus on the chickens, Wither? I'm not here, you know, not here whatsoever. Not at all. Oh, great, it's in sword mode now? Ah! Okay, it's in sword mode. It's in sword mode! Ah! Oh, frick. Okay, okay. I got this. Wait, I'm actually doing good? Question mark? I'm probably just gonna jinx myself now. Die? 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 Death? Death? Death! Did I just do it? Did I just do that in like 5 minutes? And I got 4 wither roses. Okay, I guess I was stressing for no reason. Yeah, I literally took no damage the whole time. I guess we can move on with building the fairy area. Yep. Now that we have the wither roses, we are going to create the fairy roses. Okay, we're gonna put this down. So this should be a pink fairy rose. Yep, pink fairy rose seed. Yay! Oh, it's so tiny. And now we just wait for it to grow. Here is the flower fully grown. I think it looks really pretty. I just really hope this whole area is gonna look as pretty as I'm envisioning. I guess we're about to see if we just did all of that for no reason. Here's how it looks. I'm actually really happy with how the flowers ended up looking together. You might also notice that there's this thing behind me that kind of looks like the sun, but not. That's supposed to be a sunflower. I don't know how much of it actually looks like a sunflower. I tried, guys, okay? I tried. And we're just not gonna talk about the back. We're just gonna pull a green on that one and just ignore the back. Yep. Anyways, on to another time lapse. Woo! I lied. We're not gonna do another time lapse. You guys are probably a little bit sick of them at this point. This is the last area that I'm gonna give you guys a preview of before I do the final walkthrough at the very end of this episode. Instead, what we're gonna do, we are gonna do a transition. I've never done a transition before. We're gonna see how this goes. Probably gonna be bad. Okay, so we're gonna turn around. And once we turn around, the elf area will be finished. 3, 2, 1. And here is it completed. Now we have reached the end of the video, which you guys know what that means. Time for the full Enchanted Forest tour. We enter the Enchanted Forest right here. And then, oh look, there's 2 different ways we can go. Let's go this way. Follow the path and then, whoa, it's a rainbow tree circle. Kinda. Yeah, it's really hard growing, how many trees is this? Like 6 trees in a circle. I tried my best, and honestly, I kind of didn't care if it was in a perfect circle or not. So we have this. I didn't realize that these trees could be so tiny. So we have tiny orange tree. That's one area. We continue to down the path. We start to see little mushrooms everywhere. And then bam, it's the gnome area. Got mushrooms everywhere. These are little mushrooms. Totally stole this idea from Mumbo. And then look, it's a snail. Why is there a snail in a gnome area? I don't know. I just thought it made sense in my head. I think they look cute. And I stole this design from Grian. There's the little mushroom houses. And if we go inside, yeah, I attempted to do an interior. I'm terrible at interiors. I don't know how people do it. So I gave up, and I was already putting so much time and effort into just designing the exterior of these builds. We're not gonna do the interior. We're just gonna pretend that it's furnished and just never look inside again. Okay? Okay. Oh yeah, this is the medium-sized one that I realized the time lapse didn't show. I completely forgot to record. That's why just another house just randomly appeared after this one while I was building that one in time lapse. Yeah, I'm actually really happy with how these little mushroom houses look. I think they look so cute. I mostly designed it by myself. I mostly designed all these builds in the Enchanted Forest by myself. I say mostly because I was looking at inspo on Pinterest. But these mushrooms I didn't design. All credit goes to Oof Builds on Pinterest. Thank you. The mushrooms are really cute. I didn't think about lighting. So I was like, okay, what would go well with this type of path? Candles! At least I think. I don't know. Like, I like it, but I can see how it looks out of place. But yeah, here is the gnome area. Yeah, let's continue down the path. And over here, bam, we have the fairy area. Yeah, we're just gonna stand right here so we can't see the big sunflower behind this flower. I think this flower is really pretty, probably because I didn't design it. I will try to find that pin and put it in the description. But if I can't, I'm so sorry. Credit goes to that builder. I think it was so worth it fighting the wither to make this whole fairy rose field. I think it looks really pretty. I also really like the pumpkin area. I was originally just gonna have normal pumpkins like this growing everywhere, but then I was like, do they really look like pumpkins with the texture pack? So I was like, okay, what if I give it a stem with sea pickles? And I thought that looked pretty cool. Then I put the stems on all the pumpkins and I don't know, it started looking like overcrowded, I guess. I don't know, I kind of like the variety of some of them having stems and some of them not. This fairy house, I'm also really proud of. I designed most of the building except for the roof. I saw this pin where it was a fairy house and it was like petals like making up the roof. That's what that's supposed to be. Probably couldn't really tell from this angle, but yeah, it's supposed to be like a flower petal flipped over. You might be able to tell from a time lapse, but boy, was that a struggle to make sure I placed all the blocks in the right spot up there, especially on the big roof. Back down the path we go into our elven area. These houses were the ones that I like full on designed myself. Again, I was looking at inspo. My inspo was actually Rivendell and Gem Season 9 base. But it was mostly for the architects, especially like on the roof. Oh my gosh, this house? This was a struggle, man. I really wanted to use blue wood, but then the problem is, what do I do for the roof? Because for the other two, I did pretty gradient. I couldn't find a color that worked well with blue. I think the green looks okay. I wanted to make it moss, but I forgot this is 1.14, so we don't have moss here. Went the green and I'm leaving it. I personally think the leaves make it look slightly better. I placed more leaves in the back. And then this statue I can't take credit for at all. This was designed by Snail Spot on grabcraft.com. Thank you. And I think it ties this area in very nicely. That's the whole Enchanted Forest. I really hope you guys enjoyed watching me build it and overall like it, because overall I am actually pretty proud of myself. This has honestly been some of the most building I've like ever done in Minecraft. Overall, this whole build was a really good challenge for me and really hoped you guys liked it and enjoyed the process on the way. But anyways, that's all the time I have for today, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!